Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and it's time for me on BremSter Puzzles to continue my exploration of the Room 2. So recently on BremSter Puzzles, apart from the normal puzzle stuff that I do with the Sudoku, I have done a couple of puzzle games. I did the first of the game in the Room series, and I did the first half of the Room 2, and then last week I did a game called The Past Within, which was a two-player puzzle game which I did with Felinae, who is my wife, and I did my half of the game on this channel and her half was on her channel. There's a link in the description of that video, so you can see the puzzles from both sides. And someone has bought us a Steam key for the another game that works like that, called Operation Tango. So that is definitely on the cards, maybe for this weekend, so we may actually do it this evening, so it'll probably be in about 12 hours from when this video goes live. Oh, thank you, Ratfinks. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That is absolutely not required, but thank you very much for the tip. So yes, this stream is going to be about the Room 2. There's not really much to say. If you haven't seen the first part, that'll be linked in the playlist that this goes into, and it's findable on the channel. Thank you, Robert. I have been streaming a lot recently, just over on another channel called BremSter Games, where I've been doing a lot of video gaming. Yeah, a lot of it very silly. It's a very different vibe over there. But let's have a look at the puzzles of the Room 2. Okay, now I've got to remember how all this works. I also need to put my screen into game mode. I don't, because this is the screen I use not just for gaming, but it's also my the main screen on my two computers. You're allowed to be as stubborn as you want. So what do we have in this room? There is a camera to look at. I've got to remember how this works. It's amazing how quickly you can forget how everything works. Sliders that I don't seem to be able to use yet. Although, if I use the lens, do I see anything? Yeah, I'm not going to look at the hints yet. The hints will come, I'm sure. I was actually very sick yesterday, and I'm still recovering. I'm still not 100% better, but I mean, comparatively, I wasn't that sick compared to a lot of people, but I just felt a bit run down. Let's have a look at the table, shall we? Because there's certainly something going on the table. So there is one of these notes. 5th of March, Bailey and Sons, lawyers to the shipping trade. 5th of March, 1883. Ms. Margaret Cox, I am writing to you for the final time. Before I begin the proceedings I have brought to your attention. Since my brother's disappearance, you have attached yourself to my mother like a leech. For her sake, I would prefer this to be quiet, but you are a charlatan and a fraud, and I will expose you as such if I must. Leave her be, or else the paper has offered me a full page. Robert Bailey. And I have got a viewfinder. I wonder what the viewfinder could be for. There is a glass, which I can't click on. And there are the cards. Sanctuary, knowledge. Do these need moving? Temple has temple on it. Shipper's voyage. Time is time. Home is sanctuary, science is knowledge. That makes sense. So I need something for null, death, and stars. So I am missing some cards. Is there anything on the side of the table? The answer is almost certainly. I'm feeling a bit better. I am definitely feeling a bit better. I mean, I'm not feeling 100%, but I am sort of back above 50. No, I'm not clicking on the hint. I'm hoping the audio levels are okay. But there is a viewfinder here, which I'm assuming I attach to this. Ta-da! And allows me to find a small metal handle. Hey Selby. So it's a handle with a square socket thing. So does that mean it goes into there? Yes. And I can now extend the camera. Which means I can now look through the camera, maybe? No, that's not it. And there's something else missing. You can be right back, Chip, or you can not come back at all. It's all up to you. I'm not going to force anyone to do anything they don't want to. There is a button. There is no light globe. So I need a light globe, I imagine. So are there other things I can click on? Yes, I can click on a table. Ooh, there's stuff on the table. There's switches. But I don't know the order of the switches yet. I need another one of those. Is that a drawer I can open? That is a drawer I can open. It's got a part of a torn piece of an old photograph, which I can kind of rotate, but not properly. No, I can't look at the back of the torn. So much stuff has had stuff on the back of it. This one I can't rotate, which is a bit weird. If you are here, then my travels have not been in vain. If nothing else, my promise to you gave me purpose. If I was damned for trapping you here, then now I offer you my redemption. Finally, I hold the key, the secret to this world of worlds, this place of endless places. With it you may lift the veil, peek behind the curtain. We do not have to take the path that is offered. I could always exit back to desktop, I suppose. And there is an envelope on the floor. Maggie Cox, 17 Franklin Court, London, E7. Never been to London, no idea if that's a real place. For Simon Grayson and aka the Great Khan. Khan! What has become of you? You know it can tell when you're lying. It was the only one you could never fool. Oh, sorry, you know I can tell. It's an I, not an it. It looks more like an ampersand. You know and can tell. You know I can tell when you're lying. I was the only one you could never fool. I know you have it. Have you started playing without me? It sounds magnificent. This possession isn't going to leave me alone, and you owe me... and you owe me so... and you owe me, you sow. Since when can you resist putting on a performance? We'll be pioneers. I'll be at the Lion at 9 o'clock. You'll be there. I know you. Mags. There's a V. There's a V on the leg. There's a V on the leg. Is there anything on the other legs? No. But there is a V. So the V is under 2 lines. So I don't know what the V means. Now, can I take the light bulb from here? No, I can't. I was wondering if I could steal the light bulb from the lamp, but it's not letting me click on the upper part of the lamp to take a light bulb. Let's me zoom in on this, but there's nothing here I can see to interact with. Hexic 2. I don't know Hexic 2. Oh, wait a minute, that does rotate. there's a fingerprint, right, sure, and I've rotated that. And I found a small key. A small key with bits. Man, the controls on this are very, very uncomfortably bad. Like, so it's a modifiable key, but it makes very little sense as to, okay, I'm assuming it will once I find a keyhole. That was a discussion in a very different place. Now, I didn't find a keyhole around the table that I'm aware of. Yeah, ping. There's a hint available. I appreciate the hints being available, but I don't need them yet. And I'm much more likely to ask from chat than I am. Was there a keyhole on the camera or somewhere else I could go, like over here to this cabinet? That does not look like a keyhole for that key, does it? There's a lot going on in this room. Like, there's painted symbol there, but not there. There's the other part of the torn photograph. The question is, what is clickable? You can only determine by testing. Key, why is this clickable but this not? It's very weird for that to be a thing. And I don't remember seeing a keyhole on the camera. It's not a keyhole camera. No, I don't think that was turnable, was it? No, I can't turn that around. That's completely sealed. As I said, I had a friend give me a bunch of Steam codes, and I've now got like 10,000 hours worth of gameplay in front of me. So it's like I am kind of overloaded right now. I have not seen anything. Hang on, there's a fingerprint here. So why is there a fingerprint on this one? Ah, there's a 4. So what does the 4 mean? Is this position of switches? 4 is in the middle, 5 is down sort of thing. Because it was 5 was down, wasn't it? 5 is down. So does that mean 4 has to be sort of in the middle? Can I leave it in the middle? No. So that's not it. And if I go just a little bit past, it goes all the way down. So that's not what that is. And I've only seen a 4 and a 5. I'm assuming you're a little bit older than 6 now, Chip. So I've tried to focus on solving this, and I have got myself completely lost. I found a 4 and a 5. I'm assuming I can't jump over to the fireplace or anything on the wall. So I've got 4 things I can interact with. Is there anything hidden under the cards? No. I can move over to the letter, and then I can see the table from this side. But I still can't click on the glass, and I'm not seeing anything on the side of the table. $10,000 hours? What? I feel this is the place where the active puzzles are. Like, I could come over to here where there was the 4. There's no keyhole on the front of this thing. I am very confused already. Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna sure. I'm not going to be streaming all of them, I imagine. Some of them are very silly little 2-player games that my friend wants to play with me. Some of them are games that I am terrible at, and have wanted to try for a long time. And basically, he had some free Steam codes for them. And as I said, someone bought me Operation Tango, which is great. Where am I looking? Like, this looks like... I'm hoping the only clue here isn't... Like, that doesn't... Oh, this does... Oh, this rotates. So do I have to take it all the way around to there? Yes, okay. So it doesn't rotate counterclockwise, it only rotated clockwise. That was the issue. So that just took me back to the room? No. Rotating the camera opened the desk. As logical progression goes, that does not seem to make sense, but I'll take it. Okay, so over here, that is the keyhole, surely. Maybe not. Short, medium, and long. Okay. So the short, we want off to that side. The medium down. And the long that way. And then I should be able to put that in there. And this has got me... Oh, I can get another piece if I can get this out. Oh, I'm terrible at these. Maybe. This one might be easy. This one may be easy by design. This one seems to be easy by design. I can live with easy by design. Now I can put the metal symbol on the front, which gives me a spoon, a long metal lever with a square end. With a big enough lever, I could lever? I don't know. Is that part of... No. I don't think it is. I don't think that's part of the stenograph machine. There's the 2, and the 2 is up. Piece of paper with infinity written on it. Lots of drawers. So 5 was down, but I don't have the... Is this the same key? So do I now have to position everything down so I can use the same key in that keyhole? Ha ha! So up was... So let's do this. 5 was down. 2 was mid. And 4 was up. Or was it 4 mid and 2 up? I am going to do room 3 and 4. I'm just doing them in order. I have been illuminated. What was that? It was short to the left, which means it is, I think, short, middle, long. Yes, that seems correct. What do you know? A puzzle box. And you can't move sideways there, and that doesn't drop down beyond there into the groove. So there's some... Oh, this rotates that way? Nope. I feel I am doing something wrong. I'm not solving this logically. I'm literally just looking for paths. Wow, this is hard to manipulate. I could have got there so much faster. So I need to get it over to there, which I think lines up with over there. So if I can get it over to there somehow, that would be good. So how do I do that? If I do that, does that allow me to rotate that? Oh, this is tricky, because I can't rotate the one where the ball is. I'm terrible at this. I'm back where I started. This is right where I was just a few minutes ago. I'm not visualizing this. Pardon me. And the controls are really tricky as well, I'm finding. So I want that, I think. Oh man, keep turning. Then that gets me down here. No. That gets me up there, but I'm on the wrong layer. And I'm spending more time trying to... And there I'm back where I started. I'm spending more time fiddling with the UI. Is that it? Yes, thank the Lord. Cosmos. Now, I also found a bulb. A bulb. Spooky. Interesting that I can't zoom in on the box. I assume I need a key to zoom in on the box. And I can't look at the back of the box either. Unless I do that. It's another one of those... So it's interesting I couldn't rotate around. Now I can. It's a very strange UI. Is this a music box or something? Okay. Mazes are easier to do backwards. Okay. Now I do have this lever. And I'm assuming I'm not to use the lever just to pry things open. Still haven't figured out this switch pattern. Haven't figured out what letters to use, unless it's infinity. I. In. F. I. N. I. T. Y. We began at home, staring at the stars. So much to discover, so little time. Okay, we began at home, staring at the stars. So much to discover, so little time. Great. We began at home, staring at the stars. So much to discover, so little time. We began at home. Staring at the stars. No, that's not it. Voyage. And all the cards come back. So now do I punch in voyage? It seems to make sense, doesn't it? Which reminds me, I do need to play the age system on BremSter games. But there's so much to do. Countless ships bore us, triumphant to a hidden temple. Countless ships bore us triumphant to a hidden temple. It was home you proved a shallow friend. Ships, temple, home. I better be wearing shoes. Ah, dream of the endless. If there's too much of this, it's going to get a little boring. Because this is slow input. Under these alien stars, I courted only death. I don't have death, do I? I am saved by science. My muse. Up, up, down, 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 up. Up, down, 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 up. Up, down, down, down. Up. Cheating. Up, down, up, down, 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 up. Up, down, up, down, 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 up. And there's the death card. Thank you, I needed that. So the text was, under these alien stars, death, science. Stars, death, science. Because everyone needs little stars, death, science. Stars, science, death. And the most important card of all, coffee. And the most great of these was hop. There's a reference for the sci-fi fans. The null graced me with time for a dozen lives worth... Oh, for a dozen lives' work. Now death returns to take his toll. Due. Except I don't have null yet, so I need to find the null card somewhere. So I think I've done everything on the front of the desk. I've done the books, I've done this. I think I'm basically done with the desk, aren't I? Except for that, I need to find the null card. Huh. Ah, got it. Maybe. Maybe. So it's null, time, death. No, there is actually a null card. Damn. Because nothing for null makes sense. Because null is nothing. It would just make sense. So there's a null card somewhere. I've done the camera. I mean, there could be more on the camera, but I don't know. Well, it's null. It makes sense that it could be nothing. So here's this keyhole symbol. I saw that symbol somewhere else as well, and I'm trying to remember where. Oh, it was here, on the side of the box. But I haven't found anything that uses that symbol. Have I missed anything on this table? Game does not agree. Because cards could be hiding in books, it's just not what's going on here. So it's null, time, death. I am sure. Or maybe not. The null graced me with time for a dozen lives' work. Now death returns. Yeah, so null, time, death seems to be what I'm going for here. Not saying that. The Lego Star Wars game I was playing has definitely had some problems with it. There's definitely been some bugs on that. Where do I find the null card? Like, It's not hidden under the carpet. It's not in the fireplace. There's something to do with the side of this box, but I don't know where I am looking. Hope. I've done the hope thing. If it's like there's a very, very vague thing on the side of this table, I am not going to see it. Because I have used eye drops this morning. So maybe this was dumb. Hey Sotek. Unsurprisingly, BremSter is lost. I feel like I've done the camera. Could it be anything else? I don't think so. Null time death is the only thing that seems to make sense. I found a small bell. And there's a horseshoe thing here. As if that's supposed to open. What do I do with a small bell? Wouldn't give me a bell if I didn't need to use a bell. The bell rotates. That's wrong. I found the clapper from a bell. Which seems like it would open or something. Like this looks like it could make the key. Like that. A brass dial. I'm not sure where the brass dial is used, but I can definitely come over here now and open this as well. That was very well hidden. Now I can open that. Come on, keep opening. Keep going. I can maybe open that as well. No. A decorative plate, which I imagine I put down here, and I put that on there, and then I have to rotate the rings to match somehow. Surely that's there. No, that's doesn't look right, does it? That's got to be there. It doesn't look right, but it feels like it has to be. Like, that's definitely correct. And then it's there. Khan. So do I have to put Khan into the word thing? I mean, I can do that. Brass dial. Let's look at this brass dial. Is there anything about this brass dial that allows me to move it? Did I see a combo lock somewhere? I mean, the only... It would have had to have been over here, but I don't recall seeing anything over here. And it's not going to go on that or anything. Have I forgotten something obvious? Have I forgotten something unobvious? Looking for stuff off to the side so I could possibly open this side door, but that's not it. K-H-A-N. That's got to be a clue for something. Because that's not manipulable. Like, I can't change any of that. It's not a word for here. Huh. Simon Grayson was the great Khan. I get that. So do I need to put in Simon? Like, as always in our life, is the answer Simon? I'm going to write this down because null time death, because I'm worried that that will disappear if I try too much stuff. If the answer's Simon, that's just going to be terrible, isn't it? That is not the answer. Okay. So what do I do with the dial? The photo's going to go into here when I open this door. I don't know what I do with this dial. The leg of the table clue was from earlier. That was for the draw. That was one of the draw clues. So that's what I had to do here, which I can't even look at anymore, to get these drawers to open to get the light bulb. I mean, I've had to turn off the 3 in the corner animations on Sudoku Pad in order not to get complaints. So, you know, yay. What do I do with that dial? There's just the table, the box, I mean, I was given a word, and the only thing I can interact with words with is here, but it's not taking that word. And I need to find the null card. I mean, it's not this again. That's what gave me the box. I've done that. I've done that. I've done that. There's nothing on the bottom of the camera. This light is turned off. The others are all on. I can't click on any of the portraits or any of the bookshelves. Okay, what am I missing? There's this thing on the top of the box that's got this little piece of string or whatever. But not clicking on that doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's not going to work. There's the bit of photo which I can't look at the back of. Like every other photo I've had in these games, you could rotate. This one you can only spin. You can't actually look at the back. And then there's the dial, which looks like a combo lock dial. Sorry, Safeco. But I haven't seen a safe. Or have I? Did I see a safe somewhere that I've forgotten? Like, I can't click on the door. I can't click on the fireplace. It's clue time. Perhaps I should investigate the books in the cabinet. Okay. Sure, fine. No problem. That was fine, I suppose. One of the books was a different colour. It literally, the mouse comes off the screen before it fully opens the door. And there's the null card. That was okay, I suppose, because if you look over here, all of the books were grey except for the red one that was sticking out in an angle. That's fair, I suppose. Okay, so what I'm after is null, time, and death, because that's what everyone is after in their life. A little bit of nothing with time and death. You could have just opened the door. Now you see the truth of it. Time within this place works differently from without. An hour, a day, a century. Who is to say? A pity. I had to wait here to see you on your final step of the journey. Everything is in readiness. Take this. Use it to find the room. Take what? Ah, there's a watch. No, there's no watch. Why offer me a watch that I can't Take this. I'd like to. Right. It's a key. I found an ornate key. So I'm not after a watch, I'm after a key. Have I found a keyhole? With all that fuffing about, I completely forgot. There is an ornate keyhole. This seems familiar. Yeah, because of course I'd reach out and grab that. Reach out and touch something disgusting. Chapter complete. You are to be congratulated. You escaped the curious events of the seance with all your faculties intact. Are you sure? Continue game. Okay. Hey, look at me. I'm on a boat. I can't see what's written on the boat. I think it's supposed to say Charon. I am stuck on a boat. I have a crank handle. I am cranky. This is also not news. Do 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 do. The boat was on the second level, and that does not look like a ship. No exploring the island. Really? That was a whole chapter? I literally was told there were 6 chapters in this game, so I tried to split it in half. That was a whole chapter? There may be some of the room 3 today. I may end this stream, set up the room 3, and then move on. We'll see how we go. I don't know if this is the last chapter of the game or not. I don't know what chapter I'm in. Nope, doesn't tell me. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff. Surprisingly enough, I am in a room. There's a lot of stuff. There is a Death Star over here. Which has the null in it. May the 6th be with you. It is an inpersistent switch. Yeah. Experiment 1.27. Subject Alpha 17. Lamprina aurata. Subject unresponsive to post-mortem app of serum number 4, comb with electrical stimulation of range 10 to 100 milliamps. Corpus degradation considerable with high amperes. Conclude Coloptera unsuitable for further study. Coloptera is... I can't remember what Coloptera is. So there's something in the water, I'm assuming. Which I can't look at, because when I change to the lens, it won't let me zoom in on it. There seems to be a hand in it. I mean, it seems to be pretty handy. That's not where I was clicking, but whatever. Nope. There's a book. There's shelves. There's a light. There's a box with fuses and stuff, but the switch isn't working. There does appear to be a hand in the water. Okay, over here, nope. Blackboard, nope. It's pretty much got to be the box, doesn't it? I'm back to the room 1. So I need to slide that onto there, but this doesn't move. It's a locked box. So that ain't it either. Okay, let's go over here and look at the apparati. So Van de Graaff generator number 12. But this is locked in place. I am missing stuff from everywhere. A recess with electrical connections inside. Ew. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and triangle. So the Sudoku digits. There's a device over here. Can I look through the viewfinder? Possibly, but I'm missing a cartridge because there's no film. I don't even tell where that's looking. So it's a mirror that is reflecting over here and looking at this. 1, 2, 1. There's a lot in this room. I can't click on the book. The cabinets don't open. That doesn't rotate. That doesn't rotate. Everything is locked. I can't click down here. I can open that drawer. Okay. Here is a screwdriver. Experiment 2.07. Subject beta 4. Ratus. Subject necrosis significantly halted by pre-mortem app of serum number 5. Temporary musculature reflex restoration witnessed with post-mortem electrical stimulation of range 75 to 85 milliamps. Shocking rats. Seems fair. Part of the plaque is missing. Of course it is. But I now have an screwdriver and screwdriver. These seem to be screws. Can I put the screwdriver in the screws? No. That would make way too much sense. Those are the wrong screws. Please use screwdriver in other screws. The clue is going to be something like, the screwdriver will be usable somewhere. Like, no kidding. I could just throw a brick through the window. Do you deliver, Chip? Where is the screwdriver going to go? Like, you would think the screwdriver would work on the things that look like screws, but no. This is not the case. I mean, this is a case, but now with the panels over here on this removable by a screwdriver, I can't even click on them to get closer. So I'm assuming no. What about here? They're not screws. There's no screws here. I can't go over there, and over here there doesn't seem to be anything screwy, except for maybe that. A wooden box. Was it 121? But 121 was what was on the cabinet. But that didn't have symbols or anything associated. But I can try 121. And that ain't it. So I need to find something with those symbols and figure out what they match. This was the Rattus thing, wasn't it? Yeah. I had leftover dinner from a couple of nights ago for breakfast. So can the box go somewhere, I'm wondering? Like, will the box fit in one of the recesses? Like over here, maybe? Don't think it'll go there. That doesn't make sense. And it's not film. And I can't look at the top of this to see if it goes on the top. Oh, this is weird. Maybe it goes in here? I mean, there's the two recesses here as if electrical connectors might go into it. But I think I have to open this box, which means I need the combination. But I don't recall seeing those symbols anywhere in this room. Huh. I still have the screwdriver. And this cupboard is not openable because I can't click on it. Do I need to go like 1 something to... See, I can't even move that anymore. One of the handles is missing. Great. Okay, so I need the handle. Is BremSter really this much of an idiot? Like, is everyone else in chat going, This is really obvious and you're just dumb. Like, I don't want to just try and guess combinations. First of all, there's a few of them. I haven't seen these symbols at all, at least not in this room. And if I need to remember something from a previous room, I'm kind of doomed. I mean, I have a video recording of it, but I'm not going to spend all my time going back through a previous stream. And could you imagine doing that if you had played the game? You'd have to start the game again, unless you took copious notes. I mean, is it to do with the amperes? These aren't changeable. I had a chicken raviolini for breakfast. I can't even tell where that is looking. That's looking at the box on the table, isn't it? Yeah, that's looking at the box on the table. It's looking over here. It's not the screwdriver, and that can't slide. Looking through the box gives me these weird perspectives, but doesn't actually do much. I'm assuming there's nothing written on the walls that I've missed. So what am I missing? Is there something on the side of the table? Only that, where I have to find something that fits in it. Huh. So I've got this box. The only thing that's movable on the box of the dials, there's 3 numbers. The only 3 numbers I've found is this 121. And that's not the combination. And nothing else is interactable. Even this book is super glued shut. Which, considering the other designs of the game, just seems silly. It's like every time they've given you something like that, you've been able to click on it and at least read a diary entry or something. I mean, they've normally been pages, but a book like that is often clickable, but not always. Like these ones, where you've got stacks, it's not, but where you've got a single like that, it normally is. At this point, you're just randomly clicking on stuff, hoping, okay, what's the clue? The box I picked up looks like it might open. No kidding. The box does look like it might open. So you scroll up and it sometimes moves down. No, that's not it. Those symbols on the front of the wooden backs. I've been looking elsewhere in the room. Okay, where did people see those symbols? Oh, of course. SS is 1. The IT is 3. And what was the other one? So this is 1. That is a fair puzzle. The IT is 3, and the S with the line through it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 7. That is a fair puzzle. That is a perfectly fair puzzle. Do I just do this forever? No. I mean, if there's supposed to be a threshold you hit where it just keeps going. Oh, man. My mouse falls off the bottom of the screen and it's not enough. So what did that do? What did that actually do? And now I can't put the battery back in there. The machine is completely reset. What? Okay, let's try over here then. Oh, I charged up the battery. Right. So this is now emitting light. But it seems to be stopping or something. But it's hitting the mirror. Great. So it's now hitting the mirror there. So if the light was... So this is fully charged. It's emitting light at full charge. And there's something missing. Ah. Oh, aiming the mirror before you have focused the beam doesn't actually do anything. Okay, cool. A star-shaped handle. Now I've got to remember where the star-shaped recess was. Wasn't it over here on this cabinet? It was down here, wasn't it? Oh. Also clever. Except there's no switch on this. It's there. Experiment 5.01. Subject EH, upper right appendage, severed at glenohumeral joint. Necrosis in subject halted completely via pre-mort application of serum 05 followed by post-mort apps of serum 04. Perfect muscular reflexes witnessed with electric stimulation at 77 and 3/4 milliamps. I need to find a stag beetle. Now, I did find a large handle, which I'm assuming... Oh man, it's so hard to navigate this thing. It's going to go there. So what did that do? That's not a clickable thing. Oh, I get it. Maybe I use that to reflect the beam into there. There's always a beam. Dude. And there's always a cupboard you cannot open before your mouse pointer comes off the edge of the screen. How? Any ideas? Wow, terrible. So there's another battery. There's a giant, large rhinoceros beetle. Experiment 13. Subject L. Cardiac viscous. Necrosis halted indefinitely. Manual operation at 77 3/4 milliamps. Facsimile of life restored only with proximity to raw null. No further avenues, no way back. Dear Lucy, forgive me, I was too late. So L is Lucy. I'm not sure if that wasn't my wife coming in. You've all seen Felon A now. So it is not the rhinoceros beetle that goes onto there. It said it wanted a stag beetle. The rhinoceros beetle goes there. But I could charge up a battery. Yeah, she's left the room now. I think she opened the room, realised I was streaming, and then ran for the hills. I blew a cover. I blew a fuse. I need to find a new fuse. So you keep the spare parts in the cupboard under the thing that has the fuse, right? Nope. So this needs a charge. I can probably put that in there. And that needs a battery. But I can't charge the battery until I get a fuse. Now I can't take the fuse from there. Not that there is one. Need to find a fuse. That is something on a wall. Come on. Nope, that is not something on a wall. Okay. Nope. Nope. Not sure how my house is going for solar at the moment. It's not too bad a day. Is my battery charging? And someone has just sent me a Discord message. Is it my mother? No. My battery is not charging. There is not enough sunlight to power all of the devices we are running. Okay. Where would I find a fuse? So this is the charging of the thing. I figured out that. I've been able to open the cupboard doors. I've found the beetle that was in the cupboard. I wasn't talking about my phone battery. I was talking about my house battery. My house battery is at reserve at the moment. It being winter and all, so we haven't charged the battery at all today. Sun is coming up, so we are now starting to get close to producing enough power to power all the devices. When we start generating more, we will charge the battery. And then when the sun goes down, we will still be using solar. But I think we ran out, it was just before midnight we ran out of solar power last night. Where am I going to find a fuse? I feel like I've done everything on this table because I need to reflect into there in order to get the stag beetle or get the key. But that's going to be reflecting off that somehow, I think. I don't think it's cranking this because I need that. What did that do? That opened the beetle, which I've now done. So can I move this again? No, that's now locked. Yeah, the handle is done. This is fixed and I cannot move it. So that ain't it. That's where I got the star-shaped handle. I have no devices. One of those jars looks a little bit different. I don't know. What is that panel? Looks like it's important because it allows me to zoom in on it. Why would it allow me to zoom in on it if it wasn't important? That's a movie I haven't watched in a long time. So where do you keep the spare fuses? Yes, I know I need to replace the broken fuse. That makes sense. I would want to look at the bottom of the cabinet, but that is not an option. I remember this being a puzzle game, not just like where you actually had to solve a puzzle, not just click around and find the right thing. I guess my definition of puzzles has changed a lot since I started running a puzzle channel. Like, I now expect there to be some deductions to be made rather than just hunt and search. And there doesn't seem to be deductions to be made here. At least none that I can see. I really don't want to rely on the clues, but they've already slid down. There's nothing behind this panel. Yeah, the specimen's missing. I can't grab that beetle. I can't close the wings. I can't grab that panel. I've already slid that. Like there's a nameplate over here which might be useful for something, but it's not. Like you're looking for nameplates and stuff, but you can't try individual nameplates. In some things, the legs of the tables are important, in others are not, and you've got no way of knowing. There's an entire cupboard here that just never enters focus. I've not seen the symbols anywhere else. At least not that I'm aware of. Looking around with the magic lens. Is not really doing anything. Any suggestions from chat before I just push the tell me button? I mean, the clue is going to be you need to find a fuse. To which my response is going to be NSS. I mean, I could go through the door and find the nearest 7-Eleven. Actually, this is historical. There's probably a Radio Shack somewhere. Okay, let's push the button. Do any of the jars on the bottom shelf of the cabinet hold anything useful? I said that earlier, and I clicked on all of the jars. I'll point out, doing this, I can't tell if that's spinning or not. So am I tightening or loosening? There's no visual. Wow, okay. That was terrible. Because there was no indication that... Fine. So a bit of broken plaque. So here's where the plaque goes. And that goes there. And there is a fuse. Okay. I would call that moderately bad. Because with the visual design and the fact that you can move, like with the opening of the cabinet doors, the fact that I can spin a cabinet door or try and open a cabinet door and it just instantly closes. I had no idea if that was actually turning or not. Like if there was a marker on it that meant that I could see it was actually turning, that might have been a thing. As it was, so now I have a charged battery. You should say a flat battery and a charged battery, so that you know what you're actually dealing with. Right, this isn't news. What has that changed? Apart from the audio. So apart from the audio, what has that done? Was there a clue in there? Is the arm twitching on a table with the power fluctuating? The problem is with the flickering, I can barely see this. I can't see the details. Okay, I'm going to have to hope that there's nothing in there I need to know, and it's just an arm flickering on a table with some electricity going into it. If there's any specific detail on that I need to know, I'm never going to know it. Because with its flickering, it's just blurry. None of these open. Because now I'm just paranoid about everything. So what haven't I opened now? I can't open the hand jar. I was given a clue about the hand. All of this is locked. All of this is locked. That doesn't open. I can't reflect a beam into there. That doesn't move. Where is the beam ending? The beam is ending at the insect, and I can't reflect from the insect. But that caused something to start humming. Is there now something visible in the room through the lens that wasn't before? Has that made the box movable now? No. I didn't get a key from that. Can I actually reflect this into the other? No, this is not movable anymore. So once you put that in place, that's fixed. So this humming is giving me a headache. So I'm going to have to... Which is going to be terrible because now I'm not going to get any interact sounds. So if there is something, I'm never going to know. I'm going to have to turn that back on. Well, that seems to have made it forget that it was playing that noise, which is great. That's a really cool trick. Okay. I've got no items. All I got from that was the display of the hand, which I can't look at again without the sound kicking back in. So surely I want to interact with the hand, but I can't. That's unmovable, so that's not it. So I'm just clicking everywhere trying to find the thing that it might be, because there's no logical path at this point that I can think of. I'm sure someone in chat has an idea. There's nothing to do with numbers. There's a piece missing from here. I did look through the eyepiece at the film. When this plays the sound again, I'm going to have to reset the sound. Oh, it didn't. Cool. It did. So that's all it does. It just plays that. The lens? Let me just reset the sound. Oh, that's not what I meant. Okay. The lens? What do you mean the lens? Yeah, but if I click on it... Okay, here we go. Ah... No. So I'm getting a migraine from the... So there's the green ground beetle, which is weird. And I've got the two V's and the double O with the slash through it. Okay. Sorry, that noise was just... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6, 60. So what do I do with 60? What do I do with 60? Where do I enter numbers? I did look through the lens at the film. That's how I got... That's how I got that, which is 60. What thing on the right? This. That's the film popping back out, and it gave me the beetle. That's where the film was. That's where I put the film in. Okay. I thought I had timestamps on chat. Let me just... This is going to freeze the game, I think. Okay, it's back now. And now I can see timestamps. So now I've got 60. What can I do with 60? I don't have the handle to enter numbers. There's nowhere over here to enter numbers. The book with the coffee stain. Good idea, coffee. Actually, I'm going to take my second set of painkillers for the day. Where can I enter 60? Still need to reflect something into there, but I can't see how to do that because the table is now fixed. I mean, 60 could be an ampere measurement, but I've got nowhere to set amperes that I've seen except maybe over here. And I don't think I can set the amperes. That's now fixed. That's not editable. None of this is editable. The mirrors can't be changed. The film box is locked. That is 60, I'm sure. Because it was that and that. Six zero. These aren't changeable, are they? No, I can't scroll down to them or anything. This isn't spinnable. I haven't seen any hidden bugs. I mean, if there's just a bug hidden in a pixel on the floor, I'll never find that. How do I reflect onto this? I do not know. I mean, I get the feeling I need to. I need this key. 60. That just shows 60 now. And there's nothing here that's changeable. That can't be moved anymore. I don't want this stream to just have like 20 minutes of me saying 60 over and over. So if no one in stream's got any ideas, like 14 people watching, if no one has a clue, considering this stream I imagine is mostly full of that will change it back to door 2. Draw 2. Dear Prof. de Montefajon, while I don't doubt your altruistic motives, your sister's condition is not aided by her continued confinement to your estate. I beg of you to see Madame Lucy return to the sanatorium as easily as can be arranged. Yours, Dr. Beckett. And I think that was just to get the switch on the side to open the doors with the bugs. 60. I need the other dial for 60. Other dial. What other dial? Where would I put a dial for 60? Like anything where I could possibly enter a digit or anything isn't actually even approach. Oh, you mean over here? Yeah, I need whatever that, the handle for that. I would agree. Because this seems to be the only place I could enter 60. So there's a handle I'm missing. Check the table all around. Sure. So this plate, I'm assuming, is to stop some form of reflection. So to stop you from doing the first reflection into there. It's where the bug is, for which I assume the key is going to open for the thing and the bug is going to come open when I reflect in on the other side. This is the handle that is now completely frozen because it's reflecting into there to bounce around to the bug. And I've gone all the way around. Now there's a plaque down here, but that's just decorative. Not that you can ever tell what is decorative and what isn't in this game. So it would be possible that this plaque was the key to everything, but I'm clicking on it like mad and it doesn't do anything. Similarly, there's this whole cabinet over here with all sorts of stuff and you can't click on any of it. So this cabinet is just completely decorative. Okay. Looking through the eyepiece, there's a strange marking on the drawer in the cabinet. I've done that. Looking through the eyepiece. Yeah, okay, I've got to wait for... Yeah, great. I looking through the eyepiece. Now, I can't see anything except red. So if it means by eyepiece this, or if it means eyepiece this, because I can't look through that eyepiece anymore. And if it means eyepiece this, all I can see is red. And I can't move that. I know eyepiece equals lens, but there's 3 lenses in this room. So far, at least. Is there something on the underside of one of the cabinet drawers? I don't know. I can't see the underside of that cabinet drawer. What other cabinet has drawers? So you can't see under that drawer. You can't approach that cabinet at all. There's no drawers over here. Well, there is, but it's the one on the table that you can't interact with. Like, I can't turn that over or anything. Cabinet drawers. There's a cabinet over here, but the charging station, which has no openable drawers. And there's over here, but none of these drawers are interactable with. So what cabinet drawers are you talking about? The game one. So now it's got an arrow down here, sure. But see the arrow here? there is an arrow there, but you can't interact with that. As soon as I zoom in, it's not visible anymore. So it's saying look under the drawer, but that is as far down as it will let me zoom. So if I change this to a number 1, the arrow is still there. And now it lets you look on the underside of the drawer. What is this? This is just silly. So now I need to change it back to a 2. Open the drawer. And now I can't look under it anymore. Yeah, you can't look under drawer 2. Oh, yes, you can. Wow, okay. So in order to look under the drawer, I couldn't hold the handle. I couldn't be on the number. I couldn't be on, I had to be literally on, I couldn't be on the face of the drawer. You literally had to be on the bottom of the drawer here to look up while double zoomed in. And there's the small metal handle. Right. That is infinitely missable without a clue. That gets me a strangely shaped key because I used 6-0. So that was a perfectly fine puzzle. Is this an adjustable key like some of the others? No. So, was there a keyhole on this box? I don't believe so. So, where have I seen a keyhole? Over here? I didn't think so. You get so flustered while doing this, you forget what you've seen. Oh, but I have seen a keyhole. The key was here, but that's not the right shape. And this isn't adjustable. That is not the right shape for the only keyhole that I recall finding. What was the thing? The keyhole shape doesn't match the key. I am aware of this. And this is now fixed, I'll bet. I got the key. So I'm sure I did that right. Keyhole, keyhole. Keyhole. This is the only key I've got. And this is not editable at all. So where have I seen a keyhole apart from on the padlock? I will point out that according to most people who are into puzzle games, this is one of the best puzzle games that has ever been released, this series of games. So this is what most people consider phenomenal logic puzzles to be. Is one of the most, like, overwhelmingly positive, one of the most highest rated puzzle games ever released. So this is what most people think logic is. And deduction. Which is basically just, did anyone see a keyhole? Now, it's just most people aren't used to actually making actual logical deductions. No kidding. That's not a clue. Okay. It is the padlock, but this time you change the lock, not the key. What was wrong about that? I need an arrow at the top. I'm trying to rotate the key. Large stag beetle. Okay, so that was fine. So it was the correct keyhole, I just hadn't looked at it the right way. That was okay. That was okay. Another reflector. Does that mean now I can change the previous one, which has been previously locked? Yes, now I can change that one, which I couldn't previously. A lens. It looks like it would fit my eyepiece. Welcome. It seems to be my fate to be forever standing on the shoulders of greater men. Montfaucon's, I assume, I don't know. Montfaucon's work here makes mine appear to be that of a child's, but he never cracked the final secret to the doors, as I have. He carried with him the key all along, and he never realized the soul is the root of the null. It comes down to a simple trade, mine for hers, and hers for yours. The heart is the seat of the soul. Travel well and don't look back. Whatever you see here, don't ever look back. I've got a role-playing game behind me called Don't Look Back, which is basically set in a world like this. It's set in the sort of early 20th century, and it's set around horror and mystical stuff. Okay, and now there is writing all around the table. And wow, everywhere. Yeah, I'm not solving this. but there's an arrow pointing at 3 triangles, but if I zoom in, I can't see it, so that's really helpful. But there's an arrow pointing at the 3 triangle symbol, which I now can't zoom out of. What else is relevant? Like, this is all just blur to me, so the green on green means it's completely unreadable, so any of this that's relevant. And the arrow pointing to the eye symbol. So there's an arrow pointing to the eye symbol, an arrow pointing to the 3 triangles, sorry, an arrow pointing to the eye symbol, which is that one, an arrow pointing to that symbol, and there'll be a third one somewhere. So there's that one. That's it. There's only the 2. And that's... I've bought the Telos Principle. I haven't played it yet. It was on sale last week, so I bought it. Actually, is there stuff on the floor as well? No. In the roof? No. So it's this. So there's one there. So where's the third symbol? And how do I know the order? So there's an arrow pointing at that, which means that's one of them. There's an arrow pointing at the triangles. Where is the third symbol? Oh, it's over here. And there's one pointing at the 6-pointed star. Oh, okay. So it's 2 at the 6-pointed star. It's 1 at the triangle, right? And this will say it's 3 at the and 3 at the right. Cool. 2 at the 6-pointed star, 1 at the triangle, and 3 there. Bang. So now there's switches, but I don't want to just guess. Switches. Switches. Yep, I will absolutely accept that. I mean, I have no problem as you can see, with using hints or whatever. I want this to be entertaining. I mean, I'm more than happy to try and solve something. Is this just literally try combinations? I have the funny feeling with only 3 switches, that's what most people would do. I mean, there doesn't seem to be any apparent information. And there's been puzzles in this before where it's like people have... Like, it may have just been click all 3 switches. And the order didn't matter. So now what? It's coming from inside the house. Literally, it's coming from inside the house. Oh, sorry, Ratfinks. You have completed the room 2. Where many have faltered, you have succeeded in discovering the many mysteries held within this most unique space. No, everyone who downloads it gets this copy of the game. You fled the laboratory and escaped the confounded house where it all began. After much scientific study, I can only conclude that it is an absolute impossibility that the null sample under my custody is the only one in existence. It stands to reason that there must be a great number of somehow coordinated samples which exert some form of control over these curious events. Professor de Montfaucon. Faucon. So I used to attend a roleplay convention called Faucon. Montfaucon, 19th of November 1903. Thank you for playing and purchasing the room 2. We hope you enjoyed it. It was well worth, I think it cost me $3. As a small independent games developer, we truly believe in the power of word to mouth and goodwill from everyone who plays our games. So please let us know what you thought of the room 2 by recommending it or writing a review on our Steam page. I've been doing that, and I haven't written a review yet, but I've been posting the videos there. We sincerely value your support and feedback by purchasing and recommending the room 2. You are help keeping independent games development alive. Fireproof Games. Well, I hope doing what I'm doing here is doing the same, although it is showing people the solution so they won't want to play it. So maybe I'm actually a negative contributor? Sorry? But, yeah. That was the room 2. I enjoyed that one. There were some elements there that were a little bit stumbly and everything, where, I mean, like any puzzle, if you're solving a Sudoku and you get stuck, you've got that frustration level and everything, and then when you solve it, you may or may not get a dopamine hit. When you get something like that draw puzzle, where it's literally you zoom in on the draw and the interaction level has been like zoom in level 2, but in order to solve it, you need to zoom in another level and then click on not the middle of the draw, not the top of the draw, not the handle, but the bottom panel of the drawer so you can scroll up, but only on one of the drawers. That's just a UI confusion, and it's not a puzzle, it's a can you find the right pixel. And I don't think that's a puzzle. I think that is a hunt and peck. But this is what most people consider puzzles to be. So I'm glad that I'm a positive contributor, and I would hope that Fireproof Games like what I'm doing. Not that I ever think they will see what I am doing. I am a tiny channel. I will never be featured as this is someone who solves the room games or anything. Like, I've got, 10 people in stream? I am minuscule. Yeah, but I hope people enjoyed it. I'm probably going to take a short break. I know it's late for everyone, I expect. I don't know what time it is where people are. I'm probably not going to do the room 3 today. This one did take 2.5 hours, so that was about the length I was expecting. But it is very, very possible that later this evening, probably in about 10 hours, that Fel and I may, it is a may, there's other possibilities, stream or start streaming the Operation, I can't remember what it's called, Operation Tango. Wow, Rat thinks that is late. Try and get some sleep if you can. So I don't know if I'm going to jump over to BremSter Games and try and stream a different game over there or whatever. I've been having some silly fun over there for people who are interested. But I will definitely be coming back with the Room 3. Yeah, but I need to take a break. That humming sound and the green on green and the red flashy in my bright has given me a headache while I was being unwell. So I like this series of games. I know that they get longer and more detailed, so I'm looking forward to the Room 3, where I expect it will be even more chapters. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you Ratfinks for the tip. And if people, the Tell Us principle is on the cards. There's a couple of others as well. Some of them will be done on BremSter Puzzles. Some of them will be done on BremSter Games. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes. And I suppose all that's left is, if people have recommendations, let me know. And as always, good luck with your solving. Bye everyone.